Hi, it's Cassie Oelberg in Sealands Grove, Pennsylvania. We are going to do sketch 2 from the May virtual crop. I have to tell you, I am so happy that we do these virtual crops because it keeps me grounded and um, working on at least some of my scrapbook pages. I'll tell you what, it's the craziest month. I'm moving one kid to Virginia, and he's never moved out of state before, and I'm moving the other one to Africa. So, did you know that if you go to Africa on a embassy assignment, you get over $2,000 worth of food that you can take with you, so that you have things to eat from home while you're there. So we have been shopping and packing and then visiting family. So anyway, doing the sketches keeps us grounded and helps us continue to work on our scrapbook pages even during the crazy. So I hope that you find that to be true too. Let's go over and do a sketch 2. That was my long way of saying time for sketch 2. Oh my goodness. I think I've lost my mind. Okay, so this is another one of the pages that came as a single sketch. And so as you know, I spread those across 2 pages. And this is what the page originally looked like. This is what the page originally looked like, and this is what I turned it into. And rather than layering all of these pieces of paper, I made frames, and I love to make frames. So let's start with that. This was my outside frame, and it would be helpful if I would have my trimmer here. I swear, I just did this page last night to prep for this, and I took it over there to mail some orders and cut some things apart. So that's just insane. Anyway, here we go. We're going to make a frame. Now, the first one is just a tiny frame. We're going to make it 3/8 of an inch. It's working on my CCI stuff last night. So you see some Global Getaway, which we're going to be using there. If you have never done Creative Cafe International with us before, you might want to get registered for that. It's coming up pretty fast. So 3/8 of an inch. Love this new trimmer because it shows me that 3/8 of an inch is right here on this first little tick line, and the number is there to help me out. And then I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put this here to stop my blade from going all the way down, because sometimes I can get a little bit cut happy whenever it's that close. So I'm going to bring it down. I put it up too far. Okay, and there we go. Now we're going to turn it, and we're going to put it at that little 3/8 of an inch. And guys, I love the new trimmer. I love how it holds everything so nicely. I love how it has all the measurements right there. And that's really great for me when I'm teaching a class. That is a common question. Cassie, where is the 3/8 of a line? Well, guess what? Little tiny numbers are right there. And I think I'm going to look into getting some little magnifying glass thingies made. I'm going to look into that. And when I figure it out, I'll let you guys know, because I think it would be great if we had that for people that couldn't see the little numbers. They are tiny. But if you pull your trimmer up like this and you look at it, then you can definitely see them, and then you know where it is to get started. Okay. So that was our 3/8, and now we're just simply going to flip it. So rather than cut this piece of paper down to the next frame, look how skinny that is. I'm struggling. There we go. We're going to flip this over, and now we're going to get really fun. We're going to do 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to bring this over. So 1/4 of an inch is just to the edge of your gray strip. I don't know if you know, but it's 1/8 of an inch in between here, and it is 1/4 of an inch to the edge. And this little trick is what I do if I forget, because sometimes, you're in the middle of a live and you have to remember these things. And maybe I would have forgotten, which for some reason my brain remembered this time. But the way to do that is you start it at the cut line and you measure, and you're like, okay, well, this is 11 1/4. So if I want it to be 1/4 inch, I'm going to measure it over to 11. And then there it is, right at the edge of the gray line. So it just helps you remember where it is whenever you forget. So edge of the gray line, 1/4 inch. And we're going to move our little clip because this is an 11 1/4 down. So we're going to put this, we need the front of the blade to come to 12 1/4. And then I'll stop it at 11 1/4. And then we're going to bring this down 1/4 inch. And we're going to cut. Bring this down 1/4 inch. We're just doing this little teeny tiny frame. Oh, I think when I put that back on, I put it up too high, but it's okay. I'll show you what to do in case you do that. Yep. When I took it off and I put it back on, I did not take time to line it up quite exact, so it's just a little tiny bit off. And I'm not going to bother sticking it back in the trimmer for that. You get a little tiny bit off, that's a great time to just go like this. And that's what microtip scissors are for. See, I did that on purpose so I could show you. Isn't that nice of me? Okay. So we're going to tape this down. I'm going to show this to my daughter later so that she can see that in the middle of all of my tears and stressing about her leaving, I got a page done, and she's going to be super impressed. She's probably like, oh, Mom's not fluttering around for 5 minutes. Thank goodness. No, she wouldn't. She loves me. Hoping that I can get her to send pictures from Africa. She's not going to be in the safari part. She's going to be on the West Coast. So there won't be safari pictures, but I think it'll be interesting to see where she lives and the markets she goes to and that kind of stuff. I think that'll be super fun. Make sure I put the tape on the right side. In my crazy state, who knows what I might do. Can't even imagine life before repositionable tape. That was a crazy time, right? Before we had this tape that made it so easy to tape things like this down. So there, instead of layering 2 more sheets of paper, we just used our frame and created that outside look. And even once we don't have fast and fab pages, that is something we're going to continue to be able to do. Because then you have that look of the double frame, of the double sheet of paper, but you didn't have to use quite so much. So now we are going to incorporate this border right into what we're making. So let's go ahead, and if you've never used this before, you just push the back of it, and whatever you're using comes out, and then whatever you want to use goes in. Do not put your finger here. It will not go in. And there we go. And then we're going to take, I'm going to show you this. So rather than get out a whole nother sheet of brown shimmer, let me show you what's going to happen. If we go to do this, it's not going to hold it very secure because it's too skinny. So what I do, so some people take Post-it notes and they put it on there, and that helps it be straight. But what I'm going to do is, I don't always have Post-it notes right handy. And since it's repositionable tape, I can take this right back off after I'm done and still use this cardstock. And if you use cardstock instead of designer paper, then that's nice too, because you can just flip it to the other side. So look, now it's nice and secure in there, and I can punch my border. I'm just going to use this piece of paper to collect my scraps. And we're going to punch. Now, when I pull it out, see how I go like that? That's because I want to use this little strip. And those little strips can get caught and they can rip pretty easily because they're so skinny. So if you just take your time, which is not a normal thing for me. I'm normally, this Energizer Bunny. But if you take your time, you can pull that piece out. And now I can use this on my page and I get one more cute little element out of it. Okay. So see how this is just going to pull up off here? I can rub this off. And voila, I can still use my cardstock and I don't have to worry about where my Post-it notes were. And since I tend to be a scattered person, it's nice for me not to have to worry about where that is. Okay. So now we're going to cut this at 1/2 inch because that's what we did on the other side. And we want them to be the same. And if you measure it top to bottom, remember you have those lines on the top and the bottom, then you can make sure you have a nice straight cut. And that's important to do on your skinnier pieces because it is very easy to, what am I trying to say? It is very easy to get it crooked whenever it's a smaller amount. And we're going to put this down. I could have cut it before I started, but I am the queen of tape it down, and then I just go like this. This is just my true style. And I cut it really close because it's going to slip right underneath that frame if you go a little bit over. So don't go under because you'll have white spot there. But if you go a little over, you can just tuck it and you're good to go. And then next up, we're going to put this little skinny piece down. And same exact thing I just did. We're going to put it down. And I just love the look of that little extra added touch. We're going to cut it. It's going to go right in there. And now we're going to add the sticker. And I want my arrows to be facing each other. So I'm going to go like this. And same technique we've been using. And now we have our main part of our page done. And all we have left to do is add the photos. So on this particular one, I have 3 photos. And I'm just going to make this one a little bit skinnier so that it fits in here because I'm not going all the way to the edge. So I'm going to check and see how much space I have left. It is 1, 2, and 7/8. So I'm going to grab my little photo trimmer and bring it over to 2 and 7/8. And then I just have this skinny one to go over here. Oh, I think I measured it over to, let's just look. I can do the tuck method. Anyway, I want this one to go here. Oh, I'm going to go up a little higher because I just remembered I want to put my right on white down here because it'll be kind of like this over here. So we went up a little higher. I did accidentally measure that in, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bother cutting it again. I'm just going to go like this. Oh my goodness, I stuck that down there, guys. I must have been tape happy. Okay. So I'm going to put this down. See, I measured to the edge of this instead of to the edge of this. So tuck it, don't have to cut it again. There we go. And now This is another one of my absolute favorite things. These Write On white stickers. I use them all the time. Great for adding a little something extra to your page. And I'm going to kind of stair step them a little. Just going to stair step these just a bit. And now I'm going to add an embellishment over here. Maybe even turn it into a little cluster. Let me see what I have to work with. Lots of cute stuff in this collection. Add the date in. Oh no, travel is therapy. I love that. And one more to create a cluster. Let's see. What else do we have to play with? Don't really want clouds there. Don't really want the date because I already have traveler's therapy. Oh, you know what? I'll just add this in. This is super cute. And now I have a little cluster. Some people like to do a foam square here to puff it up a little. I am not some people. I use them sometimes, but not all the time on my pages because I like to be able to put more into my album. But now we've got a cute little cluster right there in the corner. Get rid of those embellishments I spread out to check out. Voila, voila. And get out of my way. There we go. Double page spread, quick and easy, using the virtual crop. And, you know, it's just so nice because it gives you ideas. Let's go back and look at the original one. So if you were anything like me, you looked at that and you said, how often do I have 2x2 photos? I mean, sometimes that works and it's great, but just not a common thing for me to have 2x2 photos. But look, I just turned it into this. I took the main elements of it. I turned it into something that made me happy. And so that's what the goal of the virtual crop is, to inspire you, give you some ideas, but don't feel like you have to do it exactly how they do. Anyway, I hope that you had fun, that you learned something, and that you have a fantastic day. I'm going to finish up my crazy and see these kids off, and then I should maybe, really, honestly, I'll probably still be my same crazy self. But I'll see you soon. Thanks so much, and have a great day.